Yesterday on our Business Weekend program, we played an interview with David Williams, the investment banker behind many of Australia's biggest food company deals. The interview, I've got to tell you, was terrific, but it was long. So we edited out one of the most interesting parts, and that is his ownership and stewardship of the artificial skin company called PolyNovo, which from time to time has been one of the most shorted stocks on the ASX. So I thought it'd be a good idea to go back to that interview. Here's David Williams on another one of Australia's great innovations.
The technology is groundbreaking. It's disrupting, and it's changed the way in which surgery is done all around the world. But starting with us here in New Zealand, but also in America, where there's a massive market. And we supply, there's probably 130 recognised burn centres in the US. You've got a bad burn, these are the ones you go to. Well, we're probably supplying 125 of them, you know, and all the major hospitals, Harvard, UCLA, Mayo Clinic, etc., etc. But it's changing the way in which, you know, not just burns, but wounds are handled. And this has been very important just in the last 3 weeks, really, with the war in the Eastern Bloc with the Ukraine and the war in Israel.
Well, PolyNovo's just had a record sale into Ukraine, as I understand it.
100%. Well, look, we're saving lives. This is a product that saves lives. So in the old days, if you came in with 75% of your body burned, they'd try and wrap you, but you're going to die. You can't protect the body that long, you know, and you haven't got enough skin to do skin grafts and so forth. Whereas if you came in 75%, we've had more, 95% burns to your body, and we cover you in our foam. It's just a foam, by the way. It's a little piece of foam. But if I cover you in this foam, which is no thicker than your shirt, and there it is like that, I can scrunch it up. If I cover you in that...
That's it.
That's it. And so if you have a wound, I'll take the skin off and I'll put that foam and I cut it to the size of the wound, or if it's the whole arm or body, I'll just wrap it around. And this goes red straight away, because into this foam, there's like 20,000 little holes in that, and your cells and blood go into it. I wrap it up, and 4 or 6 weeks later, depending on how fit you are, that foam's disappeared. And your dermis has been rebuilt better than when you were a baby. I mean, you've obviously let yourself go. Your skin's in a bad place. Right. But even this would make you
would make me pristine, like a baby's bum.
So we said, somebody came to us, a US firm came to us and said, listen, we want to help the Ukrainians. Would there be any way you can give us some product? In this case, I just want to save lives and make people more beautiful and make them be able to live and so forth. So we gave them $500,000 worth of product to surgeons who were crying out for it, and ditto into a couple of hospitals in Tel Aviv. But I can tell you, just in the last month, the number of sales we've had into the Middle East and into places like Turkey, I'm not sure that a lot of that's not going elsewhere as well. Yeah. So we gave some to the Ukraine, but this is an interesting story, because what's happening is that as soon as we gave that, we've been approached by various charities and other governments who have said, look, we'd like to help Ukraine out. We'll give you an order. So we've gone from, you know, we've got this massive market, of course, in America, where we sell to hospitals, or we sell to surgeons and then they tell the hospital to buy. But now we've got situations where we're talking to world charities and world governments who want to give us an order for another country.
And it's fantastic technology. This is
unbelievable technology. Well, look, I think 5 years ago, I don't think we had any revenue or product, and now it's capped today at about 1.6 billion. And I think we just announced our run rate or our sales for the first half. I think I saw some analysts saying, look, we think this is now running at a run rate of 100 million a year, but it's a very good margin. Yeah. But the surgeons love it. And one of the reasons they love it is because most of our competitors are not synthetic. This is synthetic, so it's inert. And on the other hand, most of our competitors have an animal product. So imagine I go down to an abattoir down the road, I get a sheep's gut, I clean it, I freeze dry it, I cut it. If I was here in front of you now and I just held them both up, you wouldn't see any difference. However, this is, you know, whereas the sheep gut's more like touching a bit of calamari, you know. Yeah. But my point is that when I put an animal product on your arm, on your flesh, it's a bit like me giving you my heart. In about 25% of the cases, your body will reject it. And putting an organic on an open wound is a bit like taking a smorgasbord to the wound, and so in quite a number of cases it'll become infected. So people love this because it's so, number one, it's very simple. Forget about just whether there's any complications or so forth, but it's well priced compared with others. So we're just hitting our straps. We just went into India in December, and I hope I've announced that we just won a big government tender to supply all the government hospitals, which in India means not just military, it means the railways and a lot of others. So, but we're in line for a few other tenders there as well.
Tell you what, David, it's great to chat to you. Many thanks for your time.
Yeah, anytime, no problem. Thanks.